And we're back in it. We're ready for the fun. We're ready for the action here on Inferno. TeamOne versus Mythic. And let's see if Mythic can recover and take us to a 3-map series. TeamOne looking to assault this one away. And wow, this is a pistol round. Okay, all right. They're already in it. They're already shooting. They're already shooting, rooting, tooting. They're looking like a darn right bunch of cowboys. It's a little bit of a bottle-up play, but Freakazoid and Cooper, the brothers Abadir, have managed to pop the cork on this particular bottle. At least for the moment, Mythic doesn't actually know which way to turn, and this is an interesting read. Pesa left, which he does not need to do. Smoke's just been thrown, and he's completely out of position to do anything about this. Has a smoke of his own, but it's far too late for that to have much impact. So he's going to allow the bomb plant. They are going to cross on in. And it seems like they're going to go for the late delayed play. Oh, the flower block boost. Could be good. Ah, it's not so good. They were waiting for it. 2 players watching for exactly that play. They were so very ready. But now comes the fight. It's going to be all about TRK. Here's a monster on Mirage. He's got to be a monster here. He knows where Freak's gone. But there's a player new box. And he's completely discounting that, focusing on the player in front of him. And he will die to the player behind. A nice little wombo combo there from Cooper and Freak. And considering how rough that started out, it's quite the recovery for Mythic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, TeamOne had the advantage. I like the idea of pushing down mid. It worked out so well. They get the opening 2 frags, and then Maluk's USP just didn't want to hit heads at all. It just missing every single shot. Then he goes down pretty much for free, and after that is when Mythic start their recovery into the round. They do not let go of their hold of the B site once they take control of it. So 1-0 in their favor. Looking at the stats, this one definitely favors Mythic. If you look at TeamOne over the last 3 months, they play Inferno a lot, and well, there's a reason for it. Teams like to punish pick it because they're 1-7 on it with a -45 round differential. They have not done well here over the last few months, as Freakazoid's going to get the headshot on from Maluk, and now Mob's going to be firing way towards Freak, and it looks like Mythic are going to take this one pretty cleanly. Again, it was a force buy from Team1, but at this point, they are very much on the outside looking in. And just to talk a little bit about Mythic on Inferno, 4 games played over the last 3 months, Mike. 3 wins, 1 loss with a +14 round differential. They've had wins against Brazen, the old Bad News Bears roster, and also got pretty close against the old Strife roster, who were 7-0 last season, losing only 14-16. So Mythic very strong on this map.
They are indeed. Anyone else gonna tango with the scout? Oh, they will indeed. Nice shot from Flom, trying to make his money back. TRK doing some damage here, but there's only so long to hang on. Round certainly in the favor of Mythic. Guns as well, as they'll be investing in here comfortably. And of course, TeamOne's gonna have to go for the full save, one would assume. So this should be the kind of round where Mythic makes some money, makes some moolah, makes some cashola, and they're investing in the SMGs to do exactly that. But I will say, Flom did yeet his MAC-10 away from him, so that's $1,050 that he will need to reinvest.
Alrighty. 3 AKs and 2 MAC-10s for Mythic, and well, as you mentioned, TeamOne not going to have that much into this round. They do have the Deagle in Mobs' hands, and we saw how good he can be with it. 1 Deagle for DRK as well, and Pesa with the P250. Outside of that, just USPs, and that nade is going to hurt, and the second one even more so, because Freakazoid gets the first frag on the touchdown from that nade onto TRK. 5v4 in favor of Mythic. Mobs still hanging around here. He will eventually go down. Pesa perhaps the next victim, and he gets sprayed down to 8.
Gotta be careful not to get overwhelmed. Flom, the 4K, the 4K. Freakazoid did deny him the ace. But, you know, it's all about sharing and caring in the Mythic camp. And it is a lot of money that may one day go towards an AWP, but at least for now, they're going to play the bonus round, as they have made a lot of cash over the last few. Flom sitting at 7,500 after investing into utility here. This is a pretty darn good start for Mythic.
It's a really good bonus round, too. 3 AKs on a bonus round? That's nice. And the 2 MAC-10s can certainly help out, perhaps be the tip of the spear on a push down Banana.
Looks like they might be doing that. It's actually Freak who's stepping to and fro. Pesa opted to burn for a chance at a shot, but the shot was not allowed. Not afforded to him, and now Freakazoid is so far up. They realize he's here, and he's going to get mobs as a result. That's a big pick to find for Freak. He hasn't died yet this map. That's something to keep in mind, considering the way he plays. What a start here for Mythic. That's a big kill to find. That's the foothold on Banana. It's going to draw so much focus as well. TeamOne now with 3 players here, and it's still a minute 15 on the clock.
Yeah, Freakazoid. Whoa,
Oh,
gonna
the
get back to that point. Almost comes through, yeah. Only one for Maluk at the end of the day. At least does damage on the second one. And a 3v3. Make it a 3v2. IDK hanging on here.
So
Hate
messy.
manages to trade it back, but look at the damage. Use and Hate only 27 HP combined up against 146 here for TeamOne. Pesa with the overkill from the op. And now Hate is going to toss Nate on forward. Does bring Pesa down to 13. He is stranded and alone here behind Pillar. Hate trying to isolate him with the AK rounds. Finally does. Doesn't realize the TRK is on his flank, though. This should be TeamOne taking it. But now Hate's going to clear it back.
Oh, I love
Chance here. He's
Oh my
no!
goodness.
Just barely misses it, and TRK is going to get it.
I do love that play from Hate. Recognizing that the only way he's getting this round is if he tricks them. So he goes for the play. It's very cheeky. It almost works out. TRK was 1 bullet away from death, but it is TeamOne on the board. But it's a Pyrrhic victory, John. We talked about it. That was a bonus round. They have so much money. Yes, they didn't get the bomb plant. That would have been nice. But they're fully invested. Meanwhile, on the other side, we've got a FAMAS, we've got 2 SMGs, and we've got the bank completely broken. So this could be a really tough situation for TeamOne if they can't convert this round.
Absolutely. Malp's going to get the headshot onto Flom here to open things up. 5v4. That's a great start. He's going to wait for that Molotov to dissipate before he goes for the upgrade. No. He says it's too dangerous. I'm going to fall back. Keep the MP9.
Yeah, not got the health for it. Way too risky. A lot of util being spent. From both sides, actually. He's flying back and forth. Both sides are going to be rather depleted here. Oh, Maluk. A reward, and it's going to be the risk. No reward. Even got the headshot in Freakazoid, but of course that MP9 is not a killing blow. So now they're going to re-aggress. Malbs is coming back into it. Malbs is coming back into it, and it works. Okay, Freakazoid down for the count. Malbs is apparently just the hammer for TeamOne right now. It would be really nice if he could be joined by a second hammer. But for the moment, it's down to a 3-on-3. That draws Malbs back towards Arch. It means that it really is just going to be Pesa who has to hold on here, and he no longer has any utility. Yes, Malbs is going to come in to try and support, but what has he even got? He's just going to try and spam it. That's 1 for Pesa. Now he's dancing from in the dark corner. The smoke comes in to give him a little bit more cover. He spots the op, and he's got it.
No way.
It's all just on to Hate. They've peeled them away. That was great utility usage, and Hate is going to be down for the count. Nice play from Pesa, but that smoke was so critical. It gives it gives Pesa just a little bit more room to rumble, and as a result, he kills the offer coming off of Banana.
Not only that, he gets all 3 frags. I mean, great hold on that B site by Pesa. As you mentioned, that smoke so critical, well thrown by Malbs, and it gives TeamOne the conversion off that previous round, and they get 2 on the board. Still another very expensive one for them, so their economies have been drained just to get the buy up here, but it will feature an op, an A1S and A4, the AK, and the MP9. Everyone with a different gun, but they're still in pretty good shape up against Mythic, who did bring the hero AK forward in Freakazoid's hands. Everyone else, though, is on pistols. And you're going to see Freak try to engage here early on, but Maluk shuts him down with the op, manages to fall back as well, and TRK supporting with the crossfire, gets the bullet into the dome of Cooper, as Maluk will toss that smoke into Boiler. Control remains in the hands of TeamOne here at Bracket.
This is a bit of a squeaker. The IDK getting forward with the SMG. There's 1. Spots the second as well. The Flom. This is the rifle in hand, so that might be a bit of a tricky tango. Deadly 2-step. The flashbang, though, makes it a lot simpler. Delineates a clear path, and, well, it's just Hate to try and do any damage into this round. That's not going to happen.
Nope.
IDK even finds the AK. That is an ideal round for TeamOne. They upgrade the 1 SMG. They don't drop a body. Their economy can start to get healthy here, and they've tied up the scoreline, John.
And, you know, if I do recall correctly, Mike, I think when Malbs was on the TeamOne roster, before he went to 00 Nation, their Inferno was actually considerably better. So
very good, yeah.
maybe, yeah. So maybe it will improve with him being part of the team again, and that stat, the 1-7 scoreline, will quickly become a distant memory.
Possible. Possible, certainly. Would be certainly nice for them. Does bolter a map pool in a big way. Malbs gets one. He gets two as well. He's out of there. Yes, Peso was lost, but still pretty good exchange. Man advantage. Double man advantage of that. And, well, it gets all the better. Cooper completely isolated in a 1v4 as TeamOne looked to take the lead. And the egg is just the last egg left in the carton. He's been cracked.
He is done.
No, I was cooking eggs the other day. Had a bit of a boys' weekend, and we, got a ton of bacon and eggs to cook for breakfast. And I reach in for the first egg out of the carton, and my thumb, just the pressure of my thumb, just cracked straight through it.
Oh no!
So I'm just the Hulk, is what I'm saying. Definitely wasn't just that the egg was definitely bad, and I threw it out.
Definitely, egg was bad. I'd be worried about the rest of the carton. That's awful.
Nah, the rest of the carton was fine.
That's good.
It was like, I didn't even squeeze. I just, the lightest of pressure to pick it up, and it just crumbled under my fingertips. And that's exactly what Mythic is doing as well. Crumbling under the fingertips of TeamOne.
Wow. Easy peasy for TeamOne in that round. Obviously, Mythic didn't bring much into it, which is the pistols, but they just charged out right into the crosses of TeamOne. No mistake made. That definitely helps bolster the economy. You see 8K or more on 4 of the 5 players of TeamOne. It will drop down a little bit once they invest into utility, but you still have Maluk, Malbs, and IDK hovering right around that mark. That helps so very much. And on the Mythic side, I think they're going to be looking perhaps towards Freakazoid here, who tends to be the player that helps open things up for them. I talked about it earlier, but 75 opening frags went his way last season. And when he gets an opening frag for the squad, 70.7% of those rounds are wins for Mythic. So let's see if he can find that here in the 9th round of play on Inferno, with the team already down 0-1.
Okay, all right. Thought Maluk had that one, but instead it's Freakazoid to take the opener. Critical kill to find for them. This really relieves the pressure quite a bit. Here, give him go for peek. He's caught one. That's a nice way to even up the scoreline, dodge the flashbangs as well, but pressure is on for Malbs. But he's a diamond under pressure, and that shot is brilliant. So snappy with it. He has been a nightmare for them to deal with here on this side of the map, but he's going to continue to be exactly that. So much confidence in his aim, right? That he just instantly has these headshots. Doesn't even bother committing to the spray, and Cooper certainly can't spray with that gun, but it's all one shot, all he needs. Bomb down. Money secured. Can he get away? Can he get away? No. Well, yes. Just about slips the dragnet. They got to avoid the collapse, but they do exactly that. TRK, the last man standing. That got a lot messier than it was looking thanks to the efforts of Cooper, but the end result is still the same.
Wow, I thought that was a Colat that was coming through, honestly. It was so very close, but the op bullet grazed the head of that second to last player instead of going directly on through the body, which potentially could have been a Colat. Anyway, that's going to be that. TeamOne still take it. Like you said, it got very, very close, but it is going to be a 6th round picked up, and they double up on the scoreline of Mythic. In the round, Freak did have that entry, but Malbs, oh my goodness, he is looking on his game right now, perhaps feeling more comfortable playing with this TeamOne roster, spending a month or so with them during the offseason, or I would imagine a little bit of time with them during the offseason. Freakazoid's going to get one onto Malbs, and Pesa trades him out immediately. So Freak's doing his job. He's had entries in 3 of these last 5-6 rounds, I believe, but the rest of his team can't seem to pick up the pieces afterwards.
Somewhere out there, AZS is very happy right now with this Malbs display, but this round won't be one to bring him joy. Let's see. We're going to have going on. Blom forced in the open. Does get a lot of damage, but not the kill. Without the kill confirmed, any momentary advantages are slipping away. And look at this. There's 3 players focused in towards this side of the map. IDK is going to have contact around the arches. Okay. He's not going to realize Cooper's out. Yep, that's a freebie. That's a freebie. TRK going to need to lay down the law. He does exactly that, though, because it's TRK. He's the other mean machine for this team, 11-4. So you go towards either
Yeah.
side. Mobs and Pesa always towards B. Both of them sitting at 9 and 6. And then you come over towards A. You got TRK absolutely laying down the law, John. There is no easy place for Mythic to go.
Absolutely not. And even Pesa is doing a pretty good job. And if you look at the stats for the last season of TeamOne, Pesa and TRK were their top frags. 364 frags for Pesa, TRK with 352, and a +20 and +22 kill to death differential, respectively, with Pesa doing the majority of the damage at 86.3 ADR. Now, they didn't have that third player. It was missing. But now you do. Malbs, he's coming out and doing so much damage, and he can support these two riflers in their attempts at taking control of matches. So I love it. I love the addition of Malbs. It feels way better than it did at the end of last season, of course, since he's had a chance to practice with them.
Most certainly. Most certainly. And just a reminder, if you're just tuning in right now, this is 7 rounds in a row for TeamOne. Mythic won the pistol, converted off the pistol. We said it couldn't have been a better start for Mythic. And then from there on out, it's been a nightmare. One player has slipped past the top crosshair. Okay. But not for long. Nice shoot. Thought he might have discounted the position there for use, but instead it's another relatively clean round, just one casualty.
I mean, you talked about Maluk, you know, usually struggling a little bit when it's a new roster. It's not a new roster this time, right? All these players have played with him in the past, so he can get a little more comfortable. He knows that they each understand their role extremely well and also have a good comprehension of the way he likes to call. So he can settle in with that AWP and do exactly what he did there, finding his 7th frag of the map. And leading the charge still is Pesa and TRK, as they did last season with Malbs very close behind at 10 frags. Maluk goes for an aggressive peek down mid. Misses the shot because he was flashbang. Pesa is going to go for a flash peek here with the AK, looking for information, doesn't really find any. Thinking about coming around the corner of this half wall. Freakazoid delivers a bullet to his dome, and then Flom finds the trade. There we go. Freak finds that opening frag so consistently, but this time Flom is able to give the team a man advantage and open up a ton of space to the B site. This should be a plant, Mike.
It should be. Maluk wants to try and deny it, but he is very alone. His teammates haven't rotated over yet. Now the beast is coming through. It's TRK. The question becomes, can TRK drag this one back and whack? Oh, he's starting strong. Damage onto Cooper. Gotta be wary here. They've dealt with hate, so the flank is now off. It's down to a 3-on-3. This retake is on. IDK is going to have to race to even be relevant to this round with the timer expiring. And now things get a little tougher. TRK, IDK, they may just play to prevent these guns from being saved. The money is tenuous over on the Mythic side. That's exactly what they're going to try and do. Keep the players close. Keep them within the blast radius. I don't think Hugh survives here.
He should be able to get away.
New bomb. Oh, yep, just. That new Inferno bomb, man, is pretty deadly.
It is, honestly, on both sides. It's crazy how much damage it does. So you have to plant it, possibly thinking about, you know, your plan of escape now. So Mythic going to pick up a 4th. Finally, TeamOne were on a tear, and they built up so much economy as a result. And even though they lose all the rifles in that round, it doesn't matter. They had enough to buy up whatever they wanted. Again, here it's going to be 2 A4s. Excuse me, they saved the AK. 2 A4s, the A1S, the AWP, and the AK for IDK. 4 AKs and the AWP on the Mythic side, and they will have full utility to work with on this attempted execute. They're going for that banana control, which they have done pretty much every single round so far. And surprised to see TeamOne not going for a harder read here, although they do have 3 players stacked up on the B site waiting for Mythic to make that play.
Comes the move. Starting to take some space. They've got the brackets control. Still no shift from TeamOne. This is going to be a bit tough for the players in pit if Mythic do decide to commit, but that kill from TRK may dissuade them. That is going to dissuade them. It's going to be a B split instead, and now Maluk's got one elsewhere. Good flashbang, good clear, good kill. The banana players are done, and suddenly you're perfectly positioned for the B split. Instead, you don't have the bulk of your players. Just going to be using hate, trying to recover this one, trying to chain 2 rounds back and forth, and it's looking a little dire. These 2 players from the pit are deadly. TRK striking for one more. It's all on to use, and he's got no time. He's got no chance. He knows the cavalry is coming. He's just trying to somehow slip through a plant. That's not going to happen.
Mythic's got tunnel vision towards Banana. Keep losing the majority of their manpower on that spot, and then they try to rotate around to the A site, but it's always at a disadvantage. And that time, there's just nothing they could do. TeamOne were perfectly postured and positioned to take down anyone that came their way. So they get their 9th, are going to flirt with double digits for the 2nd consecutive map. Whereas Mythic, well, they're opting to invest in this round. They do have the full loss bonus to help them out. There will be 2 MAC-10s to 3 AKs and about half the usual utility. In fact, a little less than half. Freakazoid again going towards Banana, and he eats 2 nades to go down to only 9 HP. Lucky to be alive, honestly. And he's immediately going to fall off of that, as the rest of his team is going to posture towards A. TRK, a good flashbang thrown by his teammate to help him get that peek, and the information is gained. They know Mythic are coming.
They certainly do. Footsteps are going to be heard by Maluk as well. TRK, you can even see he was considering, he was trying to get a smoke down. He did eventually do so, but the moment of panic, realizing they could just be right on the footsteps, right on the doorstep, rather. Well, Mythic reset. They think to throw another salvo of utility, I'd imagine, is what they're doing here. They don't have much left. 3 smokes, 2 Molotovs. No flashbangs, most critically. That's going to kind of stink for this initial choke point. And I think Mobs wants to bring the choke point to them. Oh, he does exactly that. Clothesline shot. He's not getting away, but Maluk's still here with the AWP, and there's plenty of time to chamber another round. It's another clean one. It's just all on the plum. He does get the first, but no more. Not happening. Not here. Not now. Double digits found for TeamOne.
This is an incredible performance from them. The best they've had on Inferno, no question at all. Over these last 3 months, it's looking like a much better map for them than it was before, thanks to Malbs being added to this roster. In my opinion, he's really been potent. Even that peak towards mid, clinical on the headshot. And they really do need a 3rd map added to their pool, because right now it's just Mirage and Nuke, and it's over after that. Having Mirage, Nuke, Inferno would be of great help. Hate's going to get the opener here onto Malbs, though, trying to give Mythic a final round here before this half is over. Gets himself a 2nd, but IDK and Maluk strike back for 2. There's Hate again, finding himself a 3K on the round, single-handedly lighting the spark for his team, Mike.
That's what they need. He's just doubled his kills, and he might just get them the round as a result. They're both over here. That nade doesn't actually do much, despite the fact that it looked like it was on IDK's shoes. Still, the retake is going to be on. Hate is low, so he's just a wisp of a man at this point. Freakazoid playing that nade. Might find the first kill. It's all on IDK, but in the pool, he cannot float. 10-5 will be our scoreline as we head into the halftime break. Another strong lead for Team One. This one's stronger than the first, John, and it's on Mythic's map pick. But now Mythic moved to the CT side. Will the defensive intervention be enough to save them and make this an interesting series? Or are we going to see Team One claim the first dub of the season?
Feels pretty good for Team One, right? Because we talked about during the break, the fact that Mythic won the pistol round, then got the next two, and only got 2 more after that. That is very, very tough. That said, maybe they can pull off another pistol round and convert another 2, and it would be 10-8, which certainly is serviceable. Use going to be peeking around this corner, looking to get a second frag on this round. Mob spots him out, so now he has to be careful. He has the support of 2 of his teammates, so he will let them do the bulk of the work here after throwing a flashbang on forward. Now pretty much everyone's here for Mythic, and IDK was completely flashed. Cooper gets the 2K, looking for the third, can't find it as Maluk connects, but it will be Hate to get the last 2. And there you have it, Mike. Another pistol round belongs to Mythic.
That it does. Gives him a bit of a leg up in this one. Bit of a way back in, perhaps, though we have seen. I'm watching whether the Force Buy is going to come out here. The Force Buys have been a bit of a thing to fear from the Team One camp. The only investment so far is the Mob Steeg. Okay. See if he can justify the investment. 2 kills and it's justified. 3 kills. And it's great. Oh, there's one. Not quite the second. Okay. Don't know about justified, but does at least net them a pick. Still, Banana has been lost, and Hate's now piling on the casualties, so this could get rough. Not expecting too much remaining for these unarmored players, but there's a will. There's perhaps a way. It's a slim way. Dangerous path. Oh, but they overwhelm the Logs player, and Flom is backing away. 2 kills found in total. If they get a bomb plant, that would be miraculous. But Flom doesn't have much interest in allowing it. He's down for the count. That kill with an SMG makes money as well. Maluk should not get through to this site. Shouldn't get through to much of anything at all, but he does have 50 seconds to maybe give them a little bit of the old runaround. Oh, he's full thunderfoot in this. That's not happening. Hughes will have that kill every day of the week. Still, it's expensive, John, and considering the minimal investment, that is not a bad result for Team One.
No, not at all. I mean, like you said, expensive. 3 players need to reinvest into this round. Flom, I mean, he could have stayed and fought that, but I think he actually made the right call by falling back towards CT and then getting himself a 2K before eventually going down. But the thing is, Team One didn't have the utility to cross over to the site, and that was it. So they do find their 7th. Looking to convert the final round to get an 8th, but this is where it'll be a little tougher because Team One, we're waiting for this moment. They've got the rifles up and running here. About 3/4 usual utility, and Malv's going to win the opening duel with Flom despite the fact that he was fully blinded pretty much. Cooper gets the trade. Does take a little bit of damage in that engagement, but the spam continues to fly on through for Team One. The thing that Mythic have been good at the very least, is at least getting that banana control on both sides of the map. Now, on their CT side. 1:21 on the clock. Still a lot of time for Team One to work with. And only 2 players on the A site. There is one towards Arch that could contribute here. That's Freak, but Team One could open up a lot of space with one more frag here. Oh, look for Maluk. Yeah. The
timing. Maluk's worked his way through. Does he check library? Does he go back to check it? He does. He's thinking about it at least. Oh, Freak. Freak's about to have his day ruined, and indeed he does. Now they've got the wrap on towards A. They can pick whichever site they want to go to. They haven't committed just yet. We're going to see if he's going to get something else for free. He won't, so he'll get taken down to 2 points of health. So that's an all right result. But who do they find this next kill on? That will direct their focus. Okay, instead Hate gets aggressive as Pesa is a little bit frozen in his tracks, and now a second kill comes in, and suddenly what was a great situation is not that. Team One really stalled out. 25 seconds, they've got to go in towards B. That's what they're going to do. Cooper is the defender here. He's got Hate as well to support. That nade finds one, and it's over. What a missed opportunity for Team One. Looked like they had prime positioning.
They really did. The HP was light on 2 players, but yeah, they just could not get a move on. They couldn't choose a site, and Pace, a prime example of that hesitation, just ducking down there in Arch in the open. Very risky spot to hold for that long, and he pays the ultimate price. So Mythic do indeed convert the 2 rounds off of pistol. They make it 10-8. Let's hope, for their sake anyway, on their CT side will be a little better after getting those first 3. Team1 just going to be on the pistols now. It's going to be 3 Tech 9s and 2 Deagles, and they're going to go for a quick play. They've already taken control of Banana. A Molotov comes in to at least slow them down and prevent them from taking the site just yet, but I mean, Mythic has already rescinded all of this positioning and committed 3 players to the B site defense. Team1 perhaps realizing, hearing how many footsteps were walking towards that site. Going to rotate off it? No. Looks like it's a fake. They're sending 4 players right on back.
Okay, there we go. Luck at the draw for Cooper. Luck at the spam. Finds TRK early on. One of the deadliest players on the other side is now out of play. What is already a slim possibility round gets a bit riskier.
Yeah.
A bit friskier.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice. That's a rifle now found. And again, once again, they can encircle the A site. Pressure on the pit players. It's going to be Use. It's going to be Hate. Who've got to hold on here. The 2, well, Use the new edition. Hate, new edition 2 seasons ago, I think. Something like that. Either way, they're both in towards the pit. And on it goes. Bomb trying to be planted. IDK with a leaper of a shot in. But Hate is doing a ton of damage here. He's making himself a real nuisance, preventing that bomb from going down, slowing things down entirely. Mobs can't lock it, and now the chances at a plant have just about slipped them by. Luke, he's running out of time. He's running out of chances, and he will not be able to get this done. Team1, once again, coming right up against what looked like a round win and stumbling.
Yeah, I can't say I'm necessarily a fan of that A hold when you don't have any presence arch side or moto except for the player in towards CT spawn watching arch side, right? It's a strange setup to me, but you know, a lot of teams seem to be running it more often than not. So perhaps there's some sort of math to it that makes sense. But in my opinion, if you lose that arch player, then all the space is opened up towards moto and the site proper. Anyway, it worked out for Mythic that time because Team1 misplayed their hand and, of course, didn't have the rifles. This time, Mobs is going to spray down Flom with the AK. That makes it a 5v4 a lot earlier than it was in the previous one. And a flash goes up Banana. Team Mythic do not want to rescind this control of Banana. Again, they are forcing their will. They don't want Team1 to gain the space. Trying to funnel them to A. Hayes looking to farm again. He doesn't get anything, though. Pesa with a drive-by headshot, and now uses on notice. He has to be careful here. A smoke comes in. He's watching both angles, flicking back and forth, gets the head of Mobs, but has to retreat now. They might even call for the save.
They might do. Their money's a little bit on the edge. It's not been good, and if they save 3 guns... they can prevent this from getting out of hand. They can prevent this from being a devastating blow. So it does seem like Mythic is going to wave the white flag on this one. Finally, Team1 with their inroads towards A are actually able to make something work. This time, instead of the arch presence, it's just right up the lane and into the fight they go. And, well, it works beautifully. Mythic, saving these 3 guns, will be able to live to fight another day. Freak can drop a gun, certainly. 1 player might be limited. Min-loss bonus. Freak drops 1 rifle. Somebody's on an MP9, perhaps, or a FAMAS. They can drop a FAMAS.
Yeah, they should be okay. I'm not sure if Flom's going to get that from us. He's going to MP9.
Nah, he gets an SMG. That's fine.
That's even better.
Yeah, good map for the MP9, to be honest.
Yeah. Especially down Banana, which is likely where he's going to be going. And there you have it. All right, Flom is going to head towards the B site. 3 players, in fact. They do like to go for that early control. The utility is going to be sailing on forward, so Team1
He's
like
not
to
going to Banana.
grip, but they're... oh, okay. He actually backs off of it. Just sends some utility over there, drops it down, and sails back to CT, and eventually he's going to at the B site here, Mike. Malv gets the headshot to open things up. Ton of util comes up from both sides, but Team1 were so close up that I don't think Mythic realized they had already made their way down Banana.
This nade dump is insane. There's the flashbang for it, but Malvs is going to be there for the trade. Now it's all on the Flom with an MP9 to try and hold us from coffins. That's a tough ask. So he'll close the distance, at least, but he's got to be wary of these smoke fades. Oh, Flom. This is such a cheeky play, but someone just caught on him in geometry. They have to realize something's up now, and they do. TRK bumping into him absolutely ruined that player, but that was nearly brilliant. As it is, the bomb is going down, and Use and Hate are going to have to save here. So TeamOne now have their feet under them. Now they've put together 2 rounds in a row, and they've rebuilt this buffer of round lead. Meanwhile, Mythic are going to be on the back foot. Yes, they'll have a little bit more loss bonus, but they certainly won't be able to justify buying around just these 2 guns.
It's just such a shame that Mythic can't seem to find their rhythm once the rifles come out. Same story as in the first half, at least so far. They still have a chance to rewrite that, but as it stands, TeamOne with 2 in a row. They're up 12-9, only 4 more rounds, and they've got this series under their belts. Use and Hate will at least get to save these 2 rifles, but outside of that, I think Mythic is likely just going to buy pistols at most on the remaining 3 players because they need to get their economy under their feet. So here we go, round 22, a chance for TeamOne to tack on another round. They will have everything they could possibly want. We'll see how Mythic decides to use these rifles. You could always opt to put 2 of them on one site and gamble, or spread them out 1 per site. Looks like they're going to spread those rifles out. U's going to go towards B, and then Hate on to A. Here comes that nade dump again from TeamOne. My goodness, they are really bringing it to Mythic. Great flashbang thrown by Freak to support Uses peak. Then Cooper gets the P250 headshot onto TRK. That's a rifle upgrade for Cooper. Now he's going to come around the corner and take down Maluk. 4v2.
This is madness. This is madness. I don't know how Cooper's still alive. IDK just get a kill elsewhere. He's actually gotten in towards the site, but the bomb's at the top of Banana, so it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. They have to get back to fight it. They've got 2 nades, though. Oh, these 2 nades could actually be critical. They just have to pick the right spot. 1 nade, not so effective. 2nd nade, this could find a kill. Freakazoid down to half. If one of those was on Cooper, this gets so much easier.
I think Mobs wanted it to be, but he missed the mark.
Molotov out. That'll force Cooper off. Definitely can't risk the molly. Can't risk the flames, but they need to go while that Molotov's still up. But the counter molly was in. This is bad. Now the op's going to come back around, and I'm just hoping he overpeaks. That shot was to lure him, but the flashbang's there. It's getting real messy both ways. Here comes the clear, but Freak is ready for it ahead of the util. And that's a nice round from Mythic. Really pulls their butts out of the fire with that one.
That is what they couldn't do in the first half. They convert here on the pistols with the 2 rifles saved over from that previous round. They upgrade to an AWP, and now they've got 10 rounds on the board, hitting double digits. TeamOne, on the other hand, will still be able to buy up. They built up a nice little chunk of economy for themselves in that round win streak, so it's 4 AKs in the op, and even if they should lose this one, will still be in okay shape to go for a half by perhaps even more should they choose to do so. But Mythic really did play that well. Great hold of the B site, and even though all that utility came out for TeamOne, they just managed to get the edge on some timely peaks and some great flashbangs thrown by Freakazoid. This time Malves is going to hit the head of Cooper as he comes around that corner. No more op frags for him, at least not in this round. 5v4, and there comes TeamOne to try and isolate Freakazoid. They do. Great trade. Malves finds himself a second, and Flom does connect onto Malves through the smoke, but it's not enough to take him down. He's still kicking with 3 HP. Oh, and he goes into the Molotov.
Why not? Just burn to a crisp. But look at the positioning. Luke's got so much. What is this timing from Hate? What is this timing? Just as the player dropped off balcony, that could have been even worse. It could have been 2. It could have been 2. As it is, Hate will be very content with the one he did find, and the question's going to be, what does Luke do with this? All this ground. They don't know he's here, but he's got an op. It's really awkward because if TRK runs into them, how do you even deal with this flank? They're battling down Banana. TRK thinks he's clear. He thinks it's clear. Oh, no. The miss comes. He thought, surely, with Maluk being all the way up there, I've got to have this space. And now I think they're realizing, they're like, okay, so if he thought that was clear, where the hell is Maluk? One found, can't even chamber the round. That's a huge missed opportunity for Team One. Mythic having a couple of these rounds that come right down to the wire, but making it happen. They, well, they're close to cracking the economy of the T side, but I think Team One's probably diving right back into this.
I think so. Yep, they're going right back into it. They have the money to do so, and they're immediately going to buy up with zero hesitation. The thing is, that is a very big miscomm because Maluk had to have said, or should have said anyway, look, there could be someone up banana. Well, I don't know. I'm all the way towards the back of the site, but I guess they assumed that no one else had actually managed to get back in, and, well, that was their undoing. You saw TRK. You're absolutely right, Mike. He was not even checking banana. Completely assumed that it was cleared out. Alrighty, Team One. This time, no banana aggression. They don't have the utility to utilize in order to try and take that once more. They're going to throw a couple of smokes, though. One for Arch, one for Library. And here they come. Flom hits the shot he has to. Trying to get the follow-up here. They're going one at a time, and he will connect for the 2K. Eventually gets taken down by Mobs, but it's a 4v3, and there's still a player towards pit that can give them a lot of headaches. That is Use. Nice crossfire, too.
Maluk as well. Yeah, this is a great crossfire. Maluk's trying to make some inroads, trying to get that arch control. Oh, it's awkward. Pesa was trying to drop down. He got caught on the edge of the balcony, I believe. That's a great shot from Mobs, though. Had to do it. That relieves the pressure. That might allow the bomb plant as well. Indeed, it will. A while since Team One's been able to get this bomb down. Now this next kill is critical. And Maluk's got it. That's massive. All onto Cooper. What can Coop do? Player in the pit. As soon as he pops up, Mob should have this kill. Cooper's clearing things. But he hasn't revealed himself just yet. Thomas playing it open. It's going to be so tough to defend with a player up on the balcony, with a player in the mini pit. And Cooper recognizes it. It's not happening. He's got the op. He's out of there.
Good decision. Save what you can. Money's not too great. And bring it over to the next round. Team One are going to get a 13th, and it just felt like Malbs willed that round into Team One's hands because he was connecting on every single fight he took. That last one over at Headshot Box on the site proper was so smooth because he had previously just sprayed down the player and pit, immediately flicked around and didn't miss a beat. Timeout going to be called here, I believe, by Mythic. Just going to double check that.
Would make some degree of sense. What does the magic ticker say?
Yes, it is Mythic.
The magic ticker never lies to us. Mythic saying, hey guys, we're going to invest here, so we better win this round. So Flom's calling his famous strat of click 5 heads before they click 5 heads.
That's a good strat.
It's the best strat, and let's see what they can do. Mobs has really stepped up on the T side.
Oh, yeah.
Been a force for them. Remember, I mean, it was TRK leading the board at the half switch, but it's been Mobs all day, all the way down. Mobs and actually Maluk as well has done a lot to create for the team.
Yeah, I think Mobs for the most part, but definitely Maluk has contributed. And that's it's the X factor, I would say, for Team One this season is the re-addition of Mobs. I think he could be the one to really help bring them those victories that they couldn't find over the last 2 seasons.
Do it. Just throw the HEs. Throw the HEs. Oh, come on. Throw the HEs for the
missed.
offer. Stop nading sandbags. Cooper's always here. Just like a good nade stack. Okay, shooting him in the head works too. Cooper down for the count. He could not get away from that. Just so much utility thrown his way to deal with him. And now they get another kill on the other side of the map, and this is looking dire for Mythic. I mean, this is looking like if you could find a way to save, you might already be calling that. But of course, they don't know where the bomb's going. So
where do you go?
No safe position. So they're very much committed into the fights. This is a rough spot to be in for Mythic. So get aggressive down mid. I actually don't mind this. Get weird with it. Get wild. It's not going to work. But I appreciate the fact that you recognize you're up the creek without a paddle, and you might as well try and make one.
I honestly kind of would have favored maybe going for a save at that point and trying to posture for a save in some way, be a little more passive. But you know what? There is the other side of the coin. Like you said, go aggressive. Maybe something nifty can happen and go in your favor. But in that case, it does not at all. Team One are going to take full control of that site. 14th round picked up. And it's up to Freak to try and save this. And no, Malbs denies him even that with his 25th frag of the map, leading both sides of the server. 14-11 for Team One. 2 more rounds, and they've got this one, and it might just be one more because Mythic are going to bring pretty much nothing into this. Another timeout being called. This is again Mythic, and this time it's a timeout and then a technical pause as well, Mike.
Love that.
Perhaps a TeamSpeak issue coming through. We'll have to see.
Ping issue, they say. That's the classic. We're losing, so let's talk about the ping issue now.
Really? Like at this point?
All in good fun. All in good fun. Hopefully it's just a
All
quick
right.
pause ping state, Bike. But that is always a classic. Hopefully we are unpaused swiftly.
You might be winning, but it's going to take longer.
Yeah, we're going to delay it just a little bit. Gotta get our money's worth here on the ESL Challenger League. Your money's, folks. Which is none, because it's free to watch this.
Yeah.
And that the great part of esports is just the volume of freely accessible content that we get.
It really is. Like, there's no other sport where you can kind of get this kind of freely accessible content where you can watch pretty much any game you want without investing a dime.
Right? Like, you don't need cable. You don't need pay-per-view. No. It ruins me for other things. It's like, oh, you want me to rent a movie? You want me to rent a movie? I could be watching Na'Vi versus FaZe right now. Get out of here. You know? It's just such good content. Does seem like we are going to need a little bit of time to sort things out here, folks, despite the fact that we are on the precipice of this map ending. So I guess we're going to take a dramatic pause for effect to build some tension. We'll be right back in a flash. Okay, we're back. We're back. I promise this is not actually the scoreline. It's 14-11, as I recall.
Yes.
It'll update right after this round, folks. But hopefully we are going to get things underway here. Oh, maybe. There may be an issue immediately after this round. We're going to find out, folks. Let's see what's happening. We are at least playing this one out. Cooper taking a little bit of a fight. He's been tagged. He's been dropped, and the B site is completely open. So at this point, they're just going to rock on through to Electric Avenue, and it's likely going to be a bomb plant, and I don't really know what these remaining Mythic players are going to try and do.
Oh, you can see it's Flom having internet issues, Mike. You can see him kind of teleporting around right now. I think he's still having a lot of problems.
Unfortunate. He's dead in this round, certainly. And this one's definitely going to be in the bag for Team 1, so assuming it stands, as it should, since they're certainly playing it out, it's going to be map point found for Team 1. And we're going to go right into a tech pause. Woo!
Hey, we got one more round?
Yeah! Who wants to wait 20 minutes to see this last round play out?
Oh, Mike.
Gotta love it. So, I mean, I guess we'll stick around on this one, see if it's going to resolve quickly. It hasn't resolved yet, which isn't ideal. It does seem like Flom is sorting out some interwebs at this point.
Yeah, I think his stream went down too. Oof. Yeah, it's some serious internet issues for Flom. Yeah.
That is a major bummer. Okay. Well, I don't know how quickly this one's going to resolve, folks, to be entirely honest with you. Suffice to say, let's talk about Team 1, John, because we've got a minute, and I'm very happy with how they're looking. Admittedly, it is Mythic, and as we've talked about before, Mythic don't really practice. Mythic don't do this. Mythic don't do that. Team 1 should beat the stuffing out of Mythic every day of the week. But last season, they didn't really. They wouldn't have.
No.
So this is very encouraging for Team 1.
Absolutely. I would even say the last 2 seasons. I don't know if they would have been able to perform this well against Mythic, but right now, 15-11, 1 round away from securing this. Just that addition of Mobs. They had Barton come in as a sub briefly in the qualifiers that they played. I think Mobs only really helped them in relegation, which admittedly they did win cleanly. And then it was Barton coming in for the rest of the matches. So with Mobs in this roster, it definitely adds that firepower that they've been missing. And I think hopefully it'll mean that they'll start to click in a big way. Because when Mobs left, if you recall, they were actually struggling. Mobs was the only one that was able to frag out on a consistent basis, and everyone else was just unable to really contribute on a consistent basis. So with that in mind, I think that Pesa and TRK were given a chance without Mobs in the lineup to really find their rhythm. And now with the re-addition of Mobs, I think maybe, hopefully for TeamOne anyway, this will be a season to remember.
Hopefully. Hopefully it's what we're looking for. Let's see. Have we gotten any updates here? We do. We're going to be live here in just a flash, so I suppose that means we're getting Flom back in. His interwebs are settled to whatever degree, and now we will see very shortly what this round will be. Could be the final round of the game. Economy is a little bit on the ropes here for Mythic. They don't have the AWP, which we know they love. They don't have an ideal situation to play with. It's not great for Mythic, but if they can eke one out here, maybe a chance to build.
It's definitely not going to be easy. Right about that.
Maybe TeamOne have cooled off in the tech pauses.
I think that's wishful thinking. But, I mean, if you're Mythic, you got to go with that wishful thinking and be as hopeful as possible going into this round, which could be the last of this series. 4 A1Ss and the FAMAS coming through for Mythic over on the TeamOne side. It's going to be 3 AKs, an A1S, and the big green in Maluk's hands. They have 4 opportunities to close out this map and the series. TeamOne going to send 3 players down alt mid. Molotov goes into window room, and a second one for the apartments. So they're doing a good job isolating some angles and ensuring that Mythic won't be able to advance into their faces. Cooper, along with Freak, still posturing here pretty aggressively down Banana. They're not going to give up this spot at all.
But there's the jump over in towards Pit. It's dealt with nicely using Hate. Hate is lost, but if Fuse can hang on here, that would be huge. He's done so for the moment. Also, big pick on the Flom, and Hughes trying to slip out of there. That he can't do. So it's down to the 2v2. The ball might be able to make its way into planting, but at least for the moment, it's a little bit stuck here. Mobs has that vision. He tries to snap across. He's dancing around the pillar, and he's dropped. It's all on to Pesa. Pesa with a bomb plant. Pesa knows where the players are coming from, but he doesn't expect Cooper to be that far in. The brothers Apadir closing out another 2v2, and they will keep Mythic fighting, at least for the moment.
I believe that's Mobs' 29th frag. The HUD's a little wonky right now, but I think that's actually accurate. He's really popping off and almost got that third one to seal up the round. But once he goes down, Pace is very isolated, the crossfire to deal with, and also was in the middle of planting the bomb, giving Mythic even more time to close that gap. So Mythic do hang on. A 12th round picked up. They need 3 more of those, and it's going to be another tough challenge, 2 more tough challenges at the very least, because the money is so very good for TeamOne right now that they have another full-on buy coming through here. Same strat, or close to it, as the previous round for TeamOne. Oh, Hughes, great positioning here, and he goes down. TRK finds him, and then TRK flicks to get Flom. They had such a good setup. Hate is at least going to get 1, but that should have been all Mythic. Hate is turning around by his lonesome, trying to get that 3K, but cannot connect for the 3rd frag, and Maluk takes him down. 3v2, but Mythic had everything there, Mike.
They did. They did. They had the right setup, but they couldn't get the execution. Setup's only half the battle. Now it's all on a Freak. A 1v3 to try and keep their hopes alive, to try and keep the teams alive, and he will not even get started. It's going to be TeamOne taking their first victory in their first match of the season, showing a new form, showing new firepower,